Okay, so this is part 2 of my how do you make a large language model coding agent. And in the first video, we wrote this code, which just very crudely generates some code based on this static prompt. All right, so we're going to make a few modifications on our way to a final working agent. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to generalize the prompt more, and we're going to allow people to refine it as they see what the generator produces. All right, so a few changes here. We're going to make a task. So at a minimum, it's going to require a task, so the user tells it what it wants it to do. And then we're going to check and see if there's anything existing, and then we would update the code based on that. And then, right, we'll assume that we start at the first iteration, so we'll say there is no existing code. And then we don't really need these parentheses, I guess. We'll check and see if there's any existing code. Let me just make a new return statement for that. All right, then we'll give it some instructions on what to do to the existing code. And here's where we'll pass in that task. Okay, so here's the first part of our generate prompt function. All right, so it's looking for existing code if we've already run this once. And if it finds existing code, it's going to put that in, and then we're going to pass these instructions to update the code with some new user-defined task. All right, and if there's no task, we're going to use an else here and basically do what we did in the first video, is just return that minimal code block. But instead of saying, okay, make a loan calculator, it's going to do whatever the task asks it to do. Okay, so I'm going to need to modify this. I'm actually going to add a new function here, and we're going to call it call model. And the model is going to need the prompt. Okay, so we'll just move this up, and then we will sort of manipulate what this results in. So we'll first split it out into a list of lines. Okay, so our lines will be that response text. And let me do something a little different than that. We'll get rid of any extra characters, and then I'll use split lines. Just a little bit more concise. Okay, and then we'll get the file name from the first entry there, and just in case there's any extra spaces in there, and then I guess I should make this an F string. All right, and then we have our remaining, and I'm just going to join all this stuff together on the new line. Okay, and now I need to extract out the code and get rid of that Python, right, before I write it out to a file. So to do this, I'm going to use a regular expression, and so I'm going to need to import regular expression. So I'm going to import regular expression here, and I'm also going to import, for later use, sys. All right, so we're going to use this to enable you to run it from the command line if you don't want to run it inside the IDE with the run button. All right, so I want to extract everything inside the triple backticks, and that starts with the word Python, and then write a new line break, and then a block of code. All right, so I'll call it match. I'll use research, and I'll use a raw string here, and then I'll find literally those backticks. All right, so I'm looking for something that starts like that and is a word character, lowercase w there. You can use an S here. It will be an uppercase S. And then, right, we're going to move on to the next line, and then we're going to get the code. All right, so we're going to get word characters and spaces. Okay, and then that'll be from the remaining, and we'll get everything. Okay, we'll put a little error catching in here. Oh, we might as well break it there. Because I don't really need an else there. I can just return as long as that if doesn't fire. Okay, just check something real quick. Okay, that looks good. We're going to have to revise the main function now. Just get rid of that. Start over, and we're going to enable you, like I said earlier, to run this from the command line rather than using the run menu inside your IDE. So to do that, right, I'm going to have to pass it an argument. And so we're going to first check and see, is there an argument? Okay, and we'll define this as the task, and then otherwise, okay, we're using the run menu here. So I'll just print a little message that says, hey, you could run this from the command line if you wanted. Okay, otherwise we're going to get the task here. Okay, with all that resolved, we'll get a file name, and then we'll get the code. And that will come from call model, and call model has to call generate prompt. And then I'll do something similar, right? We'll output the code so we can examine it, and then we'll write it to a file, and then we'll test this. Okay, and then we can just simply write a file and close it. All right, so that's one iteration through, and then we would just want to allow people to, right, examine the code and then modify it before they get to some final version that they can test. So I'll use a while loop there. Okay, we'll just give it a message. We'll get out of the loop. Okay, and then otherwise we'll update our code. And then we got to kind of repeat what we did up here. Okay, and that should pretty much do it. I don't see any errors, so let's try it out. Okay, well, we'll just do the same thing here, alone calculator. Okay, let's see. And okay, almost. A little error there. Okay, I forgot that I refactored this. So, okay, let's see if that does it. Okay, so there's our minimal code, and then, okay, here we are being prompted to modify it. Let's ensure, and I can fix the input there a little so it looks a little cleaner. Ensure interest. Okay, let's modify that. And okay, so we can kind of argue about the way it implemented this, but it is doing something here, right, that is pretty close to what I asked it to do, right? And this would be something that, well, okay, we would want to continue to iterate through, but I just want to go ahead and exit here, and we'll make further modifications so we can test the code and everything in the next video. Okay, so it finished up and it made the file here. And then obviously, right, we don't have to use the agent if we don't want to. We can go in and modify this. All right, but for sure it is giving us a minimal code block to do exactly what I asked it to do. All right, we'll continue to work on this in the next video.